We're still talking about Isaac, and I was just checking the Twitter feed just to see what people are talking about. Let's bring up a couple of those comments here, because this is really consuming all of Twitter. AccuWeather.com says the outer eye wall of Isaac is getting very close to the coast right now. It's about 25 minutes away, and that was 25 minutes ago, so obviously it's getting closer to the Gulf Coast as we move along. And then another says tornado watch is now posted for Mississippi Gulf Coast and much of southern Louisiana. Tornado is always a threat. And for me personally, this brings back a lot of memories, because 7 years ago I was along the Gulf Coast for a week covering Hurricane Rita.
You were?
Yes, and it was following Hurricane Katrina by about 3 months, so everyone thought that this was going to be a really bad hurricane. It was a bad hurricane, nothing compared to Katrina, but I just remember going in there down the freeway and seeing all these people evacuating the Houston area, and just the fact that we couldn't get any gasoline because all of the lines were just so long we couldn't get it. And fortunately, our sister station KPRC had its own gas station there. That saved our butts out there. Otherwise, we would have been high and dry, no gas at all. All the restaurants shut down and didn't have a real meal for an entire week. That's when McDonald's tasted so great, right, once the restaurants finally opened back up. So hopefully this hurricane or tropical storm, whatever it's going to be, is not going to be too severe.
Let's hope, yeah.
Looking at some things that are not hurricane related, Dr. Phil is having a bad day.
Uh-oh.
He had his vehicle stolen. Yeah, it can happen to any of us. This is his vehicle up on the flatbed. It was having transmission issues, so he brought it to a repair shop in Burbank. It's a 57 Chevy. It's worth more than $100,000. He left it with the repair shop. A few hours later, he got a phone call that it got stolen. The thieves had broken through the garage and took it. So now they're on the hunt for that.
What's scary is I was going to say, is that a 57 Chevy? I want to say that's a Bel Air. I don't know.
It doesn't say the model. You probably know better than me, but it's a nice car. He can afford it, and fortunately for Dr. Phil, he can give himself therapy if he's feeling too bad about it.
Can you do that?
Just look in the mirror and calm down.
Self-therapy? All right.
Right. Kiba, you spent some time in Boston. Did you ever ride the MBTA Red Line? Did you use any of the
Yeah, I have.
services?
The Massachusetts Boston Authority?
Yeah, it's just like the subway equivalent of that. Get you around the city. It's convenient.
Well, if you're not careful, it can do a lot more than that. Take a look at this video here. Pretty scary. Look close. Woman and her child fall head first from the subway platform. This happened at one of the stations. She was carrying her 4-year-old son. Landed dangerously close to the high voltage third rail, and you see a couple of bystanders jump down there and help her back up. Fortunately, they did that before the next train came through. Both were uninjured. The woman thought the northbound train across the tracks was actually the southbound train that she was waiting for, and she did not see the drop. So,
well, you know, sometimes when you're carrying a child, you kind of are oblivious to your surroundings. That's not much of an excuse, but maybe that would be the explanation.
No, that's scary, but good thing those nearby jumped into action quickly to try to help
And good thing another train wasn't coming by at that time.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah. At this time, we want to remind you that we're doing our studio audience again this Thursday, and we've had so much fun with this. These are some pictures from previous occasions. Just email us, 9amtalk@news10.net. That would be for this Thursday. Let us know how many tickets you want. We'll be sure to reserve it. We've got a limit of 20. And as you know, Dan, that is a hot ticket in town.
How did they whittle it down to so few pictures? There were so many people here to snap shots of.
It was a packed house, and we gave away a laptop, a TV. I've also given away taffy. We have a lot of fun with that.
Laptop, circa what?
The laptop was a 1995, but it was still in good shape.
Yeah.
It still turned on. You couldn't see the words on the screen.
And it only weighed, what, about 30 pounds?
Yeah.
And that's why it was left behind.
Yes, it was given back to me, and I'll be trying to hand it out again.
All right.
When it comes to the sun, it can get in your eyes both when you're at the wheel or when you're playing outfield, and that can really impact an outfielder. In this case, it worked out for former Philly Jayson Werth. Take a look.
And a fly ball to right center for Werth, and the wind moves it over a little bit, and there is your epitome of a Sunday afternoon snow cone.
And that wasn't even a snow cone. That was a barehanded catch. He completely missed it.
Back up. What's a snow cone?
It's not when the ball's hanging out of the webbing of the glove.
Oh.
Yeah, that didn't happen. He caught it barehanded. I don't know if you want to call this a skilled catch or just luck.
Yeah. Both. Both. He had sunglasses on too, didn't he? Doesn't he?
Yeah, maybe I'm making an excuse for him that the sun got in his eyes. Maybe he just misjudged it. Either way, he came out with the ball and pretty amazing catch.
Was it windy that day? Did maybe the wind blew it a little bit?
Maybe.
You know, the thing that he didn't do that you teach young kids to do is you hold the glove up over your eyes to help give you a shield from the sun. And he didn't do that. He had the shades on, and obviously they didn't work as well as
The other reason you do that is so the ball doesn't pop you right in the face.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah.
So fascinating, guys.
Yeah, you're not really a sports person.
Taking
we
notes,
realize that.
No,
we realize
it's just baseball. I don't know much.
Show a picture of a couple of dogs, and she'll be a complete attention. You know.
Do we have
this will get your attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a dog, but something close. You know, one of the most frustrating things for a coach is when your team is walking off the field, they're being lazy, you tell them to run, to get in gear, it doesn't happen. Maybe they should use a skunk. Now, this caused chaos at this very tight football game.
Look at the cheerleaders.
This was in the fourth quarter. This skunk just happened to wander on the field, but you see the effect. It's got everybody running, including the players. They had to resume the game after the skunk walked off the field.
And you know what? The skunk will leave the field when that skunk is good and ready to leave the field.
Right.
Nobody's going to tell him when to go, or her.
It's funny because we have a media softball league. We play our games at 80 and Watt at the Sacramento softball complex, and the same thing happened 3 different games this season where 2 skunks wandered onto the left field. I was playing left field.
Oh.
So obviously the batters were trying to hit it to me because I was keeping a pretty good distance between me and the skunks that were just eating in the grass. But I didn't want to go near them. I've been sprayed before. It's not fun.
No.
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 And tomato juice apparently doesn't work. That's always been the tale. Right?
No, it doesn't.
No.
It'll put you out for a day, that's for sure. Now, in case you didn't know, the world's oldest person turned 116 years old. This is the woman. Her name is Bessie Cooper. She chose to use numbers instead of candles for her cake. I understand why.
Smart choice.
It would have been a lot of candles. Cooper was born in 1896 in Tennessee and moved to Georgia during World War I to become a teacher. She married her husband in 1924, and she has 2 secrets to longevity. Number 1 is I don't eat junk food, is what she said.
Okay.
It's too bad for me.
Qualify junk food. What are we talking
Isn't
about?
she eating cake?
Got a cake there.
Number
you can
2,
have her cake and eat it too.
Number 2, I mind my own business.
Oh, dang.
She stays out of people's business.
Well, here's a scary thought. At 116, she's lived through 29 presidential elections.
Oh,
Poor thing. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. And she's about to deal with another one.
Yeah.
116. Happy birthday.
Right. Happy birthday to her. Now, you know, when it comes to road rage, it happens all the time out on the streets. I see it all the time. Do you think it happens in NASCAR?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to show this? This is good.
Take a look.
Oh, I don't know. What is it?
Okay, this is Tony Stewart at Bristol Motor Speedway. Gets tangled up with Matt Kenseth. Results in a crash. Kenseth was able to continue. Stewart was knocked out of the race. We know that Stewart has a little bit of some temper issues. Throws his helmet at Kenseth as Kenseth is heading back onto the track.
Wait, can you do that? Do you get a penalty or
Oh,
something?
he'll get fined.
No, he didn't.
No?
NASCAR decided not to fine him. I think they're becoming a little more lenient with things like
payback
this.
deserved?
Well, no, you know what's happened is their ratings have gone down. People like the good old boy activities, and so that's perfect example of good old boy activities. Maybe they want more of that to stimulate interest.
Well, Kenseth said he didn't mind. He said he was expecting it. I wish Stewart would have hit him in the windshield. That would have definitely knocked him out of the race.
Don't try that at home, boys and girls.
Yeah,
no.
Don't throw your helmet at cars. He got the crowd riled up, though.
I bet he did.
That's Tony. That's Tony. Thank you, Jeff.